Hi, everyone. My name is Karissa Dean. I'm a certified life and business coach for female entrepreneurs and executives. And today I want to talk to you about why you might be feeling overwhelmed and out of sync. As someone who walks the walk and talks the talk, I know firsthand what it feels like to be inundated by all the roles and responsibilities that typically take us away from our purpose and take us out of alignment with who we came here to be and what it is that we want to experience here on earth. So, why are you feeling out of sync? Let's dive into it. You likely, if you're anything like me, are someone who is just busy being busy. You're taking care of all the details. And the thing that we forget is there's this mental load that goes hand in hand with the normal to-do tasks. So when we're preparing our dinner, the hours leading up to that preparation, there's a mental energy drain that's happening because we're thinking about how we're going to do it, when we're going to have time to do it, and if it's going to turn out well. So you're likely feeling overwhelmed because your day to day is being compounded with unknown energetic leaks. So I want to talk about it. How do you get out of this feeling out of sync with who you are? And how can you realign to who you want to be? It's interesting because in the work that I do with my clients, I get to go first and experience the things that they need support around firsthand. So I know exactly what you're going through, and this is why my one-to-one coaching is such a benefit. And I, utilize my ARC approach in these conversations that I get to have with my clients. And that's why this work is so beautiful, because really it's about slowing down and giving time for yourself. And so you're overwhelmed, you're overburdened, you feel this deep pull to do it all for everyone else all the time. And you forgot to take time for yourself. So the first thing I would love to invite you to do is make time for you. Not a yoga class, not a workout class, not a walk with a girlfriend, not a glass of wine. I want you to take time to sit with yourself without distractions, without music, and just start to breathe and become aware. And as you're breathing, you're connecting to the thoughts that you're having. And I want you to simply pay attention to those thoughts. What are they? Are they about all the things you need to do? Are you ruminating on the past? There's this saying that if we're in the future, we're anxious. And if we're in the past, we're depressed. And so these are beautiful touch points to help us identify where we're at. And once you gain some clarity around, wow, I'm really ahead in the future, or dang, I'm super stuck in the past, that's information you can take to, what do I want to create now? How do I become more present in this moment? Being overwhelmed is about recognizing the mental place you're currently at. So where are you? Are you in the future or are you in the past? Because if you're truly dropping into the present moment, then we have no fears for the future and we have no guilt or shame for the past. So if you're feeling out of sync, you have to first get curious about where you are mentally. Once you kind of gain clarity around that, then you start to breathe into your emotional body. What are the emotions I'm feeling? Am I feeling burdened by the weight of the world? Am I overwhelmed because I've said yes to too many people? And with this information, we can identify, maybe I simply need to implement boundaries in my life and gain clarity around the activities, the extracurricular activities, the work that I'm doing, how I'm showing up in my relationships, in my partnerships with my kids, with my animals, really paying attention to what feels good, what relationships feel good, what feels draining, what's a yes in your body and what's a no. And when you start to pay attention to, wow, I'm saying yes to all these things that don't feel good, they're out of alignment, they're outdated, you have more information. So see, now you're cultivating this awareness, which is the A in my methodology. From this awareness, knowing I'm present, I'm in the future, I'm in the past, knowing how you feel emotionally, naming that emotion. Then we get to physically consider what gets to change. So we've got our mental body, our emotional body, and now we're moving into the physical body. And we're going to connect with what would feel best. Maybe you just need to write it all down. This is why I love journaling, because you take that pen and you put it to paper, and suddenly this mental overwhelm that you've been feeling is categorized, it's listed out, it's bulleted, it's a word vomit, brain dump. And it's now no longer in your head, and it's on a piece of paper. There's a beautiful release that happens. We know this. It's a scientifically proven thing that when you write it down, you're moving the energy. So journal. Write down everything that's coming up for you as you've been breathing into your emotional body, your mental body, as well as your physical body. What's coming up? What is existing? Are you unfulfilled, unsatisfied at work, in relationships? Are you feeling stuck? Overwhelm is truly about our system not being able to regulate. But we can't identify how to regulate the nervous system if we're not clear on where we're leaking our energy. Could be boundaries. You could be out of alignment with your values. So while we're in this space of getting it out of the mental body, naming our emotions, now we get to move to, what do you want to do about it? What needs to change? And continuing on with that journal, with this curiosity in your questioning of the self. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed at work. Why? Write it down. What can you do about it? Is there a solution? Can you speak to a superior? Can you delegate some of those projects? Can you set some things aside, recognizing that you can't get it all done today? And it's not physically possible for you to do it all today. Make that list. Prioritize your list. If you're feeling overwhelmed in a relationship, why? Are you doing more than the other person? Do you need to receive? I remember I had a client, and she was a slave to her business, and she hadn't taken a paycheck in 5 years. And she was paying everyone before she was caring for herself. And I said, you're not receiving from your business. Your business is a relationship. You need to receive something from your business. So what can your business gift you? Maybe it's time. Maybe it's a beautiful bottle of champagne. Maybe it's a day off. Maybe it is a paycheck. We need to identify the thing that is overwhelming us. And once you've identified the thing that's overwhelming you, you get to do something about it. But until you gather the awareness and cultivate the clarity, it's hard to know what to do next. So I have a couple journal questions I'd love to propose to you. I'm just pulling those up now. So what parts of my life feel misaligned, and what would alignment look like? Again, start with that clarity. What's happening in the mental body? What's happening in the emotional body? And then physically, what's happening? Maybe you're constantly having headaches. Well, that's going to tell me that there's something going on in the head. So we got to get you out of your head. Maybe there's something in your heart or your shoulders. A lot of people carry stress in their neck and their shoulders. So that tells me that you've got too much on your plate, and it's time to delegate. It's time to offload. And again, this journaling, writing lists and prioritizing those lists is one major supportive way that is simple and accessible that you can do right now. Here's the big one. Where am I saying yes when I really mean no? A lot of the times we're feeling overwhelmed because we're taking on too much. We're saying yes to all the things we're wanting to do, be, have, create, hold, fix, and it's too much. So where are you saying yes when you need to say no? And how can you identify and implement boundaries? Boundaries is one of the hardest things we can do because it is hard to let go and change a people-pleasing cycle. And many of us have this people-pleasing cycle. When was the last time you felt connected to yourself? And what was different then? That's the last journal prompt. When was the last time you truly felt connected to you? For me, I remember many times, because one of the things I've gotten really good at in the last 6 years, 7 years, is making the space to be alone, to be with myself, to know myself. And that is the magic of creating space in the overwhelm. So I know you're feeling like it's too much, but really, do you know who you are outside of your roles and responsibilities? If you take away all the titles, who's there? This is your opportunity to get curious, to create. And with my unique methodology, I support my one-on-one clients all the time in this. Guys, if you love this video, please make sure to press that subscribe button. I've got more coming your way. And head to the link in the bio to download your copy. It is a nervous system reset. I've recorded this for you. You can take it with you wherever you are and tap back into that calm, collected, clear state of who you are. Don't spend your time being in overwhelm. It's time to come back home to you. I'll see you on the next video.